Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe.
And welcome, everyone. We are here on a Sunday night edition of the Pelican Sports Report, and somebody that's really familiar to all of our viewers. And man, it's Bud Clark. Bud, I know you're over there in Fort Worth now, but it is great to have you take a little time and visit with us. So welcome.
Yes, I appreciate you for having me.
Look, this is your senior year over there, man. It's flown by.
Oh yeah, pretty fast, pretty quick actually.
Indeed, it has. Does it? I mean, how? What's the time frame look like? From we were talking, and seemed like you were just getting ready to commit to TCU, and that's been a blink of an eye. It's been kind of a whirlwind.
Nah, seriously, it's been pretty fun too. Everything happened pretty fast, but it's everything going pretty well so far.
Look, we've talked about a lot of things, and on the show when you were on there last year, you visited with us when on one of the Bachman shows, and we showed that video of the pick six that you had in the semifinal game. I mean, that's a memory you're never going to get rid of.
Nah, never at all. It stuck to me. Like I still watch it to this day.
Yeah, we get chill bumps when we see it. There's no doubt about that. And you shared with us some things that the Michigan fans were doing to you at the end of that when you took it into the end zone. What were they doing?
Yeah, got a couple. They shot me a couple birds. It wasn't too much though. I wasn't tripping. I loved it though.
You'll take all of those, won't you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, before we get into the season, the schedule, and all of that, man, your life's changed a little bit in the last year. Tell us a little bit about what keeps you busy besides football right now.
So I got a 1-year-old son. So he keep me pretty busy. I mean, keeping with him, doing my work and just kind of managing that.
You already got him out running 40s and lifting, all right? Are y'all?
Oh yeah, pretty much. He can hit a baseball pretty far.
There's no doubt in my mind that he can. Well, family really makes things special. It certainly does. So let's jump into and let's talk a little bit about this upcoming season with you guys. You're a season away from a game that you played for the national title on there. Last season things didn't go as well. Recap me a little on last year.
Pretty much. We had a little, I guess, identity crisis. Pretty much. We were trying to figure out who we were. We had a bunch of commits, so we had to try to get everybody in. Chemistry wasn't there at all.
Do you think that is because of this transfer portal and all of these other things that I mean, I'll go on record as saying I think the transfer portal is terrible. I appreciate the work that you and Jacobin and Shield have done staying at the schools that you played for. Man, it's turning into an everyday business.
Yeah, pretty much it is like a business. I too much don't like the transfer portal, so that's why I stay where I'm at. Whatever circumstance you're supposed to stick it out, I feel. But we start picking up different people, so it kind of got hard. Everybody had their own personality, who they were. So we were recruiting a bunch of dogs. So dog eat dog world, pretty much.
Look, that's always the intensity that you guys have played with, and you're a leader on that. I saw you just got named to the watch list for the East-West Shrine game. So congratulations for that. Would love to see the season progress and you get in that All-Star. I'm predicting a little All-American status for you this year. I think it's going to be a big year for Bud Clark.
Yes, sir. I feel the same way every day.
Look, that's you've led the Horned Frogs in interceptions the last couple of years, and so that's always good the way that you rove, and you've got an eye for the football. Now things change a little bit because Gillespie's gone, and now you'll have Andy Avalos that comes in, who has a wealth of knowledge that'll lead that defense this year. Have you talked to him, and how has that been in your conversations with him?
We've grown a pretty good, not I'm not say friendship, but a good relationship, pretty much, to where I can trust him, he can trust me. It's all about business, so I feel like we have the same point of goal.
Well, you come into it with a guy that is not just getting a start. I mean, he was a couple of years from being the Mountain West Coach of the Year as he's led Boise State and done some terrific things on defense.
Yeah, but I'm glad I get to play under him because of the fact that he does have that knowledge and he has so much like experience, so therefore he can give it to me.
You guys will go from a three-man front this year to a four-man front and play a little bit of a difference on your defense. What does that do for your mindset and what you have to learn?
Pretty much I turn into just a ball hawk. I'm a true post safety, so therefore I'm gonna be in the middle of the field. You throw it down there, I'm gonna go get that mug.
That just seems to fall right into your wheelhouse, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Look, that's exciting. So, I looked around the schedule, and we're going to look at some of that because it does change this year as it's now the Big 12. And it seems like you got teams from all over the United States that are playing in this conference. But you look inside at week one and you see that trip out to Palo Alto. And that's already good. It's a Stanford team that's not as high as they were in years past, but always a trip out to Palo Alto is tough. But you look across the sideline and there's a familiar face.
Yes, sir. I get to see my boy shoot. It'd be fun time then, but right now I'm focused on kicking his butt pretty much. But
So
after the game, it's all love.
jersey swap and all that after the game, but
Yeah.
while it's going on, do you keep up with any of the guys that are in D1 ball or that are playing on Saturdays right now, regardless of what it is? Some of the guys that you played ball with, Jacobin and those guys.
Yes, sir. I keep up with all of them. Jacobian, Shield, Jamari, even some of my teammates I play baseball with. I keep up with everybody. Well, I try to as much as I can.
Look, and it's getting more and more of them because there are this Alexandria team is a pipeline, whatever it is, whether it's football, baseball, softball's doing it. These folks are moving on to the next level. What does that instill in you, knowing that your hometown school is making strides and getting into the next level?
I feel like that's great for us because we finally got the exposure we needed. Like that's all we needed was the exposure because we had the talent. That's all. We just need someone to find us.
Well, you guys are finding that. So take me through some of the additions on your schedule this year. I know you'll bring in a couple of new teams on there. Gone are Texas and Oklahoma, of course, off to the SEC. The rumor is they were scared of playing TCU in Fort Worth. So that's what we're gonna stick with. I won't give you any bulletin board material to put up on that, but tell me about how things shake out with you.
I feel like it's gonna be pretty tough, especially having new teams. But I feel like as a leader, a conqueror, I feel like we should like conquer new land. Pretty much, that's how I see it. Like we got new teams like UCF, Arizona State, Arizona, different people like that. And I feel like long as they come in, Texas, we run it.
That's what I'm talking about. Look, one of the things that I've done is I've looked on the schedule and on there. You guys have a good opportunity to roll into conference play 4-1, 5-0. I mean that's a good looking start to the season. What does that do for confidence for you and the guys that are just getting in there, the new coaches, Coach Sonny Dykes, all of those guys? When it says, okay, here it's conference time, and we're rolling.
I feel like it's a definitely a confidence booster. But we have to get to those games and handle what we have to handle in order to get to 5-0. First, we'll worry about 1-0.
That's exactly right. Look, there's no doubt that I would have heard that from you. Indeed, you guys had a couple of big high marquee games. Of course, you played Colorado last year, and I know you like to focus just down on football. But how was the atmosphere around that one?
It was pretty solid. Everybody was there. Like I feel like of course it was Dion there, but everybody wanted to be there, so it was like a different atmosphere. The stands was packed out, so it gave us a great experience.
Which game had more media coverage? The college semifinal and the championship game, or that Colorado game?
Hey, I would say Colorado, but the semifinal game got it for sure because it had everyone there.
Indeed, it did. That was a lot of fun. Let's take a moment and reflect on your time back at Alexandria. And I know it's been about 4 years since you've been there now, but you come home a lot. You certainly do. What was it that you took out of Alexandria and out of Ash that says, you know what, it's what's given me a little strength here while I've been in Texas?
I feel like I'm not gonna say I just didn't come from anything, but it's pretty hard coming from where I did come from, pretty much. So I feel like just having that hard work and instilled in me
Do you get an opportunity to follow the Trojans any through the seasons? Do you get, because you can watch it on 446 Sports,
Yeah, for sure. That's how I watch it too.
See, that's very good. We may have you. We may have you on there. What was some of the highlights that you took out of that? Give me your best Coach Bachman story. I tried to get you to give these to me when you were on the show at Walk-Ons, and you just give that big Bud Clark smile and wouldn't do it. But now you have a chance to. So give me a good Coach Bachman story.
Man, I remember I've never seen this Coach Bachman blow up. Never. He said, all cool, calm, and collected. One day, I forgot, it was at a practice. He was so mad. He grabbed that hat so hard, just slammed something. That gummit, man. What are we doing? I was like, uh-oh, he hot.
Do you get to keep up? Do you get to keep in touch with him much?
Yeah, I just saw him yesterday. We talked literally yesterday.
Well, so here's a chance for you to talk to him again. Let's bring him in. Why don't we? While we're talking about Coach Bachman stories, let's bring him in. Sorry about that. Thomas Bachman joins us here, Coach.
What's going on, fellas?
How you doing tonight? We're sitting here talking a little football, and look, we can do this for hours. And is that why you don't wear a hat, Coach, right now on these shows, so you don't slam it down?
I kind of jumped in whenever, I used to throw my hat. I'm pretty sure I still throw my hat a lot. I don't know. The dadgummit, he got me pegged pretty good. That's one of my moves right there. I just jumped in, so I don't know how long y'all been at it, but that's kind of when I jumped in whenever you were like, give me a good story. And I've told it many times through the years.
Well, we saw you pop in down there on the stage, and I don't think Bud was able to see it, but we saw it. Maybe he saw you down there, Coach. When you see these guys that have been successful on there, and you see the young men that they're coming into, the grown men that they're becoming, how much pride do you have in that?
Yeah, an awful lot. I think it's the most rewarding thing in coaching is to see the young boys, young men that you coach really turn into men. With the way that they're living their lives, the things, the dreams that they're chasing, and try and keep a pretty good, eye on them from a distance. I don't know. I certainly want them to know that you're there and that you're following them, but you also don't want to. They got so many people that are just pulling at them constantly, and if you're not careful, that becomes about you, not about supporting them. From a distance, just really watched and seen some of the things that he's accomplishing on the field. As I say often, the thing that makes me most proud is who they are off the field. Got to see his baby boy yesterday, just a beautiful little boy, and got to watch him interact, and excited to see the way that he raises him and who he grows up to be. And the biggest thing that he's going to know is just the example that he's setting for him, the way that he's living his life, the things that he says, the things that he demands out of him are very, very important. But, watching the way that he lives, and nobody's going to live it better than Bud. There's so much that we owe, that I owe, to kind of the course that he helped get us on. Those players in those, I don't know, early years. Bud was a freshman, my second year here, but helped us lay the groundwork with where we wanted to, the identity that we wanted to create, and kind of the trajectory that we were trying to head on. And his class, him certainly set us on that course.
Bud, when you hear that and you hear your high school coach talk about it like that, again, we've talked about things that you carry with you. Give me your thoughts on that.
Man, it means a lot coming from somebody that means a lot to me. Especially Coach Bachman, just somebody I never told him this, but I always wanted to make Coach Bachman proud, just be able to do things like set certain examples, do different things like that, like to set a standard.
Well, you certainly did. I know that it's a running joke around here. Dylan Hamilton was giving me a hard time the other day. He's like, Coach Bachman, be like Bud. That was his speech. Hey, be like Bud. And, and that's, the athletic ability is one thing, right? I mean, that's unquestioned. I mean, that's one of the reasons why he's playing and doing the things that he's doing, and going to have had the career that he's had to this point, going to continue to have the career that he's. But the competitive nature and the toughness that went along with the talent was really the things that I was trying to, get kids to grab a hold of. That's the thing that I appreciated, is the competitive spirit that he had. He could always flip that switch. Didn't matter what it was, the weight room on a Monday morning, people, when he felt challenged, there was a competitiveness that came out in him. And that bleeds into, the people that are around you in your program. I think you're heading in the right path, and he certainly set that example for us. It's an old coaching cliche. You probably heard us, many a coach say, when your best people and your best players are your hardest workers and your highest character and your toughest kids, man, you're heading in the right direction. And I mean, it's one of those for me. It's one of the foundation pieces that we've built this thing on, was the example that he set. And that, I can tell you, there's certainly guys that he could point to, and that were right there with him that helped us in that path. But it would be hard to get beyond number 1, 2. Bud's certainly one of those guys for me as a coach, and the trajectory that we're hopefully still trying to be on here at Ash. I mean, he's it.
But I'm going to ask you this question. Which training regimens and workouts are tougher? The ones in Alexandria or the ones over there in Fort Worth?
The ones in Elliott, Lord have mercy. We was outside in the morning.
That's right.
We used to get it. It's funny. Dylan's come back now, Bud, and he's coaching with us, and he's going to be phenomenal. But he's introducing these kids. They've had many a morning where they've been out on the goal line running, or just whatever. It's like there's times where it's like, all right, coach, run them, don't run them off. It's just a fine line. But yeah, those kids, we put them through. We put them through a lot. And the thing is you just couldn't run them off. You couldn't make them quit. They weren't going to break. And it was a lot of fun.
Well,
I don't know that it was fun for them, but but the journey really is the fun part. We're fixing to jump into fall camp. Bud's fixing to jump into fall camp, and we're all trying to accomplish things this year. And there's going to be a finishing point for the 2024 year, but trying to get everybody to buy in that it's the long days in August, it's the hard practices, and during the week that really, when it's all said and done, that you look back on that were really fun, believe it or not. Even though you're miserable going through it, it's like, man, I was able to accomplish something because other people couldn't. We were allowed. We put ourselves through things that would have broke most people. And, he certainly is fixing to walk through that here in the coming weeks and months for sure, with what they're trying to accomplish.
Fall camp it is. That sounds intimidating. Indeed it is. Coach, I'm going to ask you one last question before I let you get out of here and we finish up with Bud. You see that week, I guess it's a week 0 matchup now, the way that they've done this, and you're seeing 2 Division I powers, Stanford and TCU, go at it in Palo Alto. And I got to believe if that thing was in Fort Worth, we'd be over there. There's no doubt about that. I'm still trying to find a way I can get out to California and watch that one. But how special is that game day matchup?
Yeah, it'll be on the TVs here for sure. It's a
late game, and it's after the Jamboree, so it'll be all right.
It's the reward of coaching, getting to watch these guys. Obviously, we have a tremendous amount of pride in what our guys are accomplishing, what they're doing. So, it's hard to put into words. Sitting here trying to that sense of pride that you have, watching them do what they do, doing what they love, and knowing the sacrifices that they've made to be there. I can't really put it into words, and I'm not really a guy that's short on words. I can't describe how much pride
Dadgummit. That's right.
And,
give me a winner in that game before you get out.
Bud and Shield. Coach hey, I got you a winner, Coach Bachman, and not just Coach Bachman, the Ash coaches, man. We're the winners in that because we get to watch our kids. That's the way that I would describe it. On the field, that's between him and Shield. They're gonna have to take it up with each other.
I got to believe that that Jamboree game will get over with quick, and we'll all be in front of a TV at 9:30 Central Time. There's no doubt about that.
It'll be right here, pulling for you, Bud, man. Can't wait to watch, man. As we talked yesterday, man. I'm here in the background. You need something, holler. But I promise you, we're gonna be we're gonna be watching closely, man. I love you, and I'm very, very proud of you.
Yes, sir. I love you too, and I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Doug.
There you go. Yes, sir. Thomas Bachman joining us. He is the head coach of the Alexandria Senior High Trojans. But you knew that I had to have something in the background waiting on you, didn't you?
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Look, Bud, we've taken up a lot of time for you. I'm going to let you get back to your family. I would like to talk to you more during the season as it progresses on there. And, and it's easy for me to talk about 4-0 and 2-0 and 3-0. You guys got to work on 1-0 without a doubt. I know fall camp starts tomorrow. We're excited. But, man, just to let you know how this area is proud of the heck with the football. But the way that you've represented this community as a grown man, it just means a lot. You're an ambassador not only for the program, the region, the city, but for yourself. And so we thank you for that.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all.
All right, Bud Clark, defensive back, preseason in my mind, All-American. Check with me at the end of the year because you put him in a 4.25 and let him ball hawk. He's going to go out there and get it. I'm predicting 5 picks this year. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I know you've had 3 a couple of times. We're going after 5 of them this year. Bud Clark, thank you for joining us tonight, my friend.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all for having me. Thank you.
All right. We'll see you next time on the Pelican Sports Report. Guys, we'll see you.